Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel and I hope everyone is doing well. So today we are gonna cover a very simple topic in Spark which is lit. Okay. So we will cover some simple examples of this. Okay. And we will also see what the interview can ask you in the interview regarding the lit. Okay. So let's start with some theoretical part. Okay. So what is lit like? Lit is a function which is used to create a column with a constant literal value. Okay. So let's say you have some requirement in your data. Okay, where you want to add a new column, and in that column you just want to pass some constant value at all places. Okay, so how can you achieve that? So to achieve that, we have this function called lit in Spark. Okay, so what is the syntax of this? We will see through an example. Okay, and also we will cover some interesting interview questions. Okay, so for this let's go to the Databricks and start. Okay, and let's cover some scenarios. Okay, so as you can see on my screen, I already have a data frame. Okay, let me try to run this and show you. So as you can see, I have a df with id and name. Okay, now my requirement is I want to add a new column, let's say country, with some constant value, let's say India. Okay, how can I do that? So to achieve that, let's go and create one new df. Okay, let's say df lit. Okay, so to create a new column, what I can do, I can do with column, right? And inside that you need to pass the column name. So column name is country. Okay, now I want to create the now I created the column. Now inside the column, what value I want to pass? So since I want to pass some constant value, right, what I can use, I can use lit. So this function is available in Spark. So for this you need to import it. Okay, from the pyspark.sql.functions you can import lit. Okay, so once you import it, this function will be available to you. So now type lit and inside that pass some value, constant value. Let's say I want to pass India. Okay, now let me try to show this data frame and see if we got the our requirement or not. So as you can see, we got the new column with the constant value India, right? So this is how you can use the lit function to pass the some constant value in the column. Okay, so this was very simple, right? Whenever you will work in the project, you will be using this function, I'm sure. Okay, in day-to-day activities. Okay, now regarding this, there are some interesting questions. Okay, that the interviewer can ask you. Okay, so let's cover that one by one. So the first question is, why is it necessary to use lit and instead of just passing a string or number? Okay, while creating the column, new column. So here, as you can see, right, to create the new column country and to pass the value, some constant value inside that India, we have to use the lit function. Okay, so the question here is, why can't we pass the value without using lit? Okay, so let's first try to execute this here. Okay, and see what will happen if I don't use lit. So let me remove lit. Okay, and let me give some new name. Let's put new df. Okay, and let's try to execute this. Let's see what happens. As you can see, right, we are getting some error. It didn't create the data frame. The reason why it didn't get the data frame, because Spark treats everything as a as a column. Okay, so here what Spark is thinking, that India is a column. Okay, so if you see the error, right, not a column, it is giving us the error that India is not a column. Okay, so that's the reason for using lit, because lit tells the Spark that this is not a column, this is a value. Okay, this is a literal. So this so it tells the Spark this is not a column, this is a value. So that's the importance of lit, of using lit. Okay, so I hope you got the answer, that why can't we do that thing using lit. Okay, so I hope you remember, this is an interesting question that can be asked in the interview. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Can you use lit inside a select or filter expression? The answer is yes. So we will see one by one how can we use lit with select. What I will do, I will create one new data frame, let's say df select. Okay, and I will type select. So I hope you know select, right? Select is used to select the columns from the df. Okay, so my original df contains id and name. Let me select id and let me select name. So what I want to do here now, using select, I want to achieve the same thing that we achieved using with column. Okay, so how can we do that? Let's go here. So what I can do, I will pass lit. Inside lit I will pass India. You can pass whatever value you want. So this is the value I passed, right? But what is the column name? So to pass the column name, what I can do, we have alias, right? Dot alias, and then I can pass the column name country. So let me show this data frame and we will see have we got the result that we wanted or not. So you can see here, right? Again, I am able to create one new column country with some constant value India, right? So using select and using with column, both we were able to achieve the same, right? It's just that the syntax is different, right? So I hope you will remember how to use lit inside select, right? And the second question inside this is like, how can you use lit with filter? Okay, let's create one more data frame. Let's say here I want to filter out the id equals to 1 from this data. How can I do using lit? Let me do. So what we can do to filter out the data, we have the filter function, right? df.filter, and then on which column I want to filter out, on id, column of id. Okay, and I'm saying id equals to 1, right? So what I can do, lit. Always remember, whenever you want to pass constant value, use lit. So here, since it's a number, I don't want to pass double quotes, right? I can simply say lit 1. And let me try to execute this, what it is showing. So you can see here, right? I'm able to achieve whatever I wanted to do, right? I'm able to filter out the data with id equals to 1. Okay. Now you can say, can't be used without lit here. Okay, let's try to execute and see if we are able to do it or not. Let me pass some new. Yeah, we are able to achieve the same as we were able to use using the lit, right? So why we didn't face the same problem here? Because while 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 using the filter, the spark is not assume that it's a column. Okay, it is assuming it will always it can take as a value also, right? It is not the same case as for the with column here, right? Where it was treating everything as a column. Okay, so here it is not that the case. So using filter, you always don't need to pass the lit for checking the constant value. Okay, or to filter out using constant value. You can use, or you don't want to use, you don't use. Okay, it's on you completely. But while creating the new column, you will have to pass the lit, that is mandatory. Okay, so always remember that. Okay, so I hope we were cover this topic very well, and we were able to cover the some interesting questions also, right? So I hope you liked my video. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and like the video and comment. It will motivate me only to create the further videos. Okay, so I will come back with some new topic and some new video. Okay, till then, goodbye and enjoy. Thank you.